All right. Hey, everyone, and welcome to another edition of a Hubcast from Cyber Social Hub. I'm Kevin DeLong, founder of Cyber Social Hub. And, what in the world is Cyber Social Hub? And first of all, I have to apologize. You probably see like a ton of junk like everywhere, extra studio lighting. There's boxes everywhere. We're getting ready to go conference season, and it's pretty much a disaster because we've bought essentially some mobile on the road equipment because what we are planning on doing is broadcasting live from a lot of our different events, which means we're taking a mobile studio with us from some conferences. That should be pretty cool. So we'll let you know which ones and where we're going to be here soon. But right now it's just the tedious process of getting everything in and organizing it. So let's talk. What I originally was talking about is what in the world is Cyber Social Hub? Well, I was a digital examiner for many years, right? I don't know, 15 something years when I was actually live on duty type of thing at a police department. And one of the biggest challenges that I had personally as an examiner was reaching other examiners day to day. I mean, I worked at a fairly small department. Well, small as in department. There's like 90 sworn, so it was fairly small. And we had a regional lab built up, and it's getting a hold of other people that had any clue with digital forensics, or really at that time just digital forensics. Now it's really expanded out to digital investigations, because as digital investigators, as like I like to say now, you handle so much stuff. You handle computers, you handle cell phones, so much stuff. So that's what I did, is essentially built a place online that's free. Free is the key, right? And it's called Cyber Social Hub. All you have to do is go there and sign up, and I'll show you this here right now. So this is what it looks like once you get an account and log in. You can access the main chat feed here, and obviously, here is the Hubcast that we're in right now. That we advertise stuff in here. People put some other videos and stuff in there that are learning and relevant to the industry as well. But it's essentially just a kind of like, it looks just like your regular social media, but it's for digital investigators. Now we have some specific areas in here too. I'm going to show you those here real quick before we move forward. If you go in here to this thing called groups over here, I'm going to click that, and we'll just kind of run over there here real quick. And you can see all of the groups. Now, some of these groups, you're going to look in here and it's like, wait a minute, I'm a member and I don't see that group. Yeah, I'm logged in as an administrator on the account, so I can see even the little hidden ones that are in here. But, Paraben has a group. If you want to talk all things Paraben or just regular digital forensic, digital investigation stuff, you can head in there. But say, hey, you just want to talk OSINT, specifically OSINT stuff. Hey, there's a group for you right here. You just click into any one of these groups, and I'll show you that here real quick. I'll click in, and I'm sorry, the back end's a little slower on mine because we don't cache the back end for admins that come in. But here you go. There's a whole conversation on OSINT stuff that goes on. Ask questions, give your opinion, and help each other out. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in here, and that's just a couple of the areas. There's just a ton of them that we offer a bunch of free services for, including webinars. Hubcast try to do them every week, such as this one, and all that. Hey, Sam has made it. Welcome, Sam, to the Hubcast, man. It's Friday. That's the fun thing. So again, cybersocialhub.com. Go there, join. It'll be a big register button if you don't have an account already, and you can just register. That's really is to it. So let's get on to the Hubcast. I've kind of let you know a few things already that's going on with Cyber Social Hub. So if you don't have our newsletter, you can, I think, sign up somewhere on the site for our newsletter. I don't remember. There's really so much stuff that happens and find out some of the awesome things that we're up to. One of the big announcements that we made in last month's newsletter, because this month's not out yet, is that Cyber Social Hub will have an app. We'll have an app on the Apple Store and the Android Store. So Google Play and iOS Apple Store. It will be coming out here shortly. We are really close to pushing this thing out. It's just a matter of time, and then you can actually have an app on your phone. The browser works just fine on the phone as well, but people seem to like apps, so we're getting one developed. There it is for you. So let's move right on to the main part of the show now. And really, the reason all of you guys showed up, it wasn't to hear about Cyber Social Hub. I know. I want to introduce, she's been a friend of mine for, long time, many years now. Not too many years because she's still really young. And I want to make her laugh. She's sitting in the green room right now. I just realized I was like, no, I don't want to date her. Don't do that. don't tell. Amber Schroader from Paraben Corporation. She's the CEO. Welcome, Amber.
Thanks. Yeah, I never date a woman that you don't want to put that whole, hey, you're this old now.
Yeah, I realized that after my mouth was already in motion. I'm like, oh man, I got to dig out real quick. Help.
You're like, quick, pull that foot out, pull it out.
So, I've had you on Hubcast before, and I know we've done trivia. That's funny, Sam. Sorry, Sam was making me laugh.
I love the literal side of Sam.
Hold on, let me pull this down here so everybody can see it. There we go. Yes, Sam, it is indeed green. Not for long, though, because my wife,
I'm assuming you're going to change it blue.
Probably watching right now, hates the color of this room. I liked it because, there's wood floors and there's right being outside because I'm underground in a basement right now, and it just anyway.
It makes me feel like it's a pool table on the wall.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
My wife hates the color. Oh, the only people to ever give me compliments about this room is guys. So it must be something.
Yeah, no, women are all like, ooh, this is very green.
Yeah, they absolutely all hate it. But it's going to change colors here in the next month or so, I hope, because we're moving everything around, getting ready for the new studios and everything to
very cool.
Yeah. So, Amber, I want to know a little bit about you. Even though you've been on the Hubcast for, a few times, we've actually done trivia out there as well. Somebody's getting an echo. Hang on, let me see why we're getting an echo. Sorry, Jonathan. I'll look into that and see why we're getting an echo here. We shouldn't be. Just make sure you have like one tab open of this, and you don't have like it open in the hub and open in somewhere else. Oh, Megan's echoing too.
Oh, no.
That's not good. That's not good. It's so hard to do.
There's forensic redundancy. That's what is echoing. Oh, just me. Why am I echoing?
I don't know. Hang on. Let me check my loop back here to make sure you're not. I don't have the audio loop back. So my voice is not, but Amber's is looped back. Let me see. So let me mute this one and this one. So Amber's is.
Usually I'm a siren. That's why I'm echoing. But I don't have any controls around to fix this.
Huh. That'd be doggone. Yeah, you're not echoing to me. So what that tells me.
What about now? Thanks. At least it sounds cool.
Jonathan says, "Well, it sounds cool though." So that's all that matters. We're meeting the cool factor. Megan still says an echo. All right. I do have this little thing that popped up that says use echo cancellation, and it's disabled for the current output. So give me 1 second here, guys. I don't know if I can adjust this if we're in a live mode, but hey, I'm gonna find out here real quick. Give me
there we go.
Yeah.
Like, this is my standard microphone, so normally it doesn't echo. It could be a Friday.
Audio. Automatic mute, mic delay, map input, mute movie. Nope, and nope. Yeah, it's not going to let me.
Oh man, now we're echoing.
Let me switch to this one here. Hold on. This may blow everything up. I'm just going to warn everybody now. Okay. No, it's not letting me use the prevent sound from. I have no idea.
Megan, I haven't had caffeine in years. I gave it up.
Yeah. That's weird that Whoa, hello. Yeah, I'm not real sure why it's doing that. Yeah, anyway. It's usually because you can hear like my output.
See, I hear no echo.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
Yeah.
It's my output to just wanted
Way to go, Darren.
in the chat.
Hold the branding in the chat.
Darren, there you go. Now it's there. You're actually up on the screen right below me, not just in there. All right, awesome. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm gonna look around while I have some time and try to figure out what in the world is happening with this, because it's really kind of just one of those things that happen here. What is this? Oh, nope, that's the wrong button. Sorry about that. That was really
Now we're at a basketball game.
yeah. I was like, whoops.
I did play basketball.
I hit an audio button and I was like, whoops. So anyway, back before the echo, and I'm sorry, hopefully we can remedy this, is that even though we've done trivia, right? We've done the Hubcast, we've done a ton of things. I know we need to do that again. We've ran two.
Yes.
We've ran two. I think you owe me some payback anyway.
I do because I think you cheated, and that's the only reason you beat me.
Just on the one question, and it was a complete fluke because I could see it prior to it going up. That was really it. So you guys know.
Megan, I was the low post, by the way. I'm 5'10", so I was the low post.
So everyone knows what we're talking about. We ran this trivia, and we have some software that's pretty awesome. It literally is a mobile app as well, and you can just play right on your phone while we're doing a cast. Now, obviously, Amber and I are about 3 to 5 seconds into the future, even though YouTube claims it's ultra low latency. 5 seconds is really about it, from what I can see, because I'm kind of monitoring the broadcast over here. Another one, and it's about that. So we have to be careful with the trivia, right? Because we'll be done 5 seconds in advance before everyone else is. So we kind of have to get that delay in there. It's a lot of fun. You guys should join us. We're going to start these things back up here real soon. But Amber,
enter our trivia night sponsor at PFIC too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that is in Nashville this year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was a low post, by the way, is equivalent of a forward for those basketball questions that I see. I'm a really good guarder.
Oh,
very long, like crazy, like tree arms.
I see him.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't watching the chat always going on there. Awesome.
I played volleyball and softball too, but
I was in the band.
I was in a band, but I played drums, so gothic band.
Goth band. I played drums in band, and then in a billion different bands. And I think Megan was a percussionist too. Still is. Yep.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep, she's in there too. So gosh,
I can play accordion too. Not that that's a high demand. You can polka.
See, I'm getting ideas for videos now. Yeah. All right. I tell you what. We'll talk later about that. Do it on a live broadcast.
Megan, her degrees in percussion. So cool.
She does. She absolutely does. And that's why she's in marketing right now. That's what she
totally.
Yeah. That right. She said at the exact same time I was thinking it. Yeah, it is what it is. But Amber, obviously I know your history in the digital forensic space, but we may have some folks in here that have no idea about you, never have met you, which all you got to do is go to a show. You're usually at those shows as well. So tell us how you got started in digital forensics. Be nice.
So first off, if you do see me at a show, please say hi, because I am naturally shy. And so I am not great at networking and putting myself out there. I'm at the shows, I participate, but then I go and sit in a corner. So please talk to me. It makes me feel better. But I got started when I was 14. So I was working for another owner at a different company, and I was duplicating floppy disks back when there were floppy disks. And after a while, I had worked my way up, and I was actually promoted to be the VP of sales at that firm by the time I was 21. So I worked all through high school and after high school, and I worked for them for 12 and a half years before we parted ways. So, and I've then had Paraben. So I invented the mobile tool back in 2001, and because I thought that was a good area to research and go into, and it was PDAs, and kind of have been doing this ever since. So I have a long time in the space without dating myself.
All right. I think the echo's kind of resolved just when you talk.
That's what I saw.
If I mute myself, though, because I can see now when you talk, my meters are moving on my mic, and they shouldn't be. I don't know how this is strangely happening, but it is. So I'm going to try to mute myself when you're chatting here, and give you. I'm going to actually ask you another follow-up question, and it's going to serve two purposes: to give us more information, to let me fix this thing. Where was going?
Oh, perfect. Yeah, then you can just be like, whatever.
Yeah. So how did you start Paraben? How did Paraben get? Tell us a little bit about Paraben Corporation and how that all came about.
So Paraben was originally a shareware company. We started in 1999. I think we were inspired by Prince or something. I don't know. And we made games and efficiency tools. That's, I think, back when original apps were really just shareware. And it switched over to be a forensic company when I had left the other company and turned it into that because that's where my passion was. But we were inspired by the back of the shampoo bottle. That's where the name Paraben came from. Back before all these people had issues with it, I was taking a shower and I'm like, oh, this is a really good idea. And the domain was available, so I own the registered trademark on a chemical. It does mean celebration in Portuguese, just in case you ever wanted to know that. I don't speak Portuguese, but someone told me that, and I was like, how fantastic. I love being a celebration. But we went through and did that, and we released our first tool, which was PDA seizure, and kept going with Network Email Examiner after that, and Email Examiner, and just kept growing our suite. So it's been a while.
And you're in, I'm going to test my memory here, 23 years with the company, of the company, right?
Yep, 23 years. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I remember when I first got started in mobile forensics, I went through some courses, and it was literally your tool and one other tool, and I think, well, BitPim at that time.
It was probably Joe Grant's tool, and then we eventually actually bought him out.
Oh, no kidding.
Those were the only two tools. And BitPim, old school BitPim people, for those of you who ever used BitPim.
Yeah, that's what it was. BitPim was the other tool that's, of course, no longer around. I'm sure you can find it open source somewhere, which was pretty much before that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the kind of a pioneer, I would want to say, in the space of mobile forensics, right?
And I am from Utah, so being a pioneer is part of my heritage.
That's very true. Considering what the Oregon Trail goes right through like Salt Lake area.
It does. It goes right through Salt Lake. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think when I went to Salt Lake one time, I went to find it and then took my picture on it, and not the game, Megan, not the Oregon Trail game, which kind of was, I guess, based off of that too.
But that is where the "This is the place" monument is, where the two railroads met, is in Utah.
That's very cool. Very cool. And I'm stumped by this whole audio thing. I'm not sure why it's feeding back directly into here. It shouldn't be, but it is. So I'm just muting myself every time you start talking. I literally have my finger on, well, because I use a, I just about popped apart my Stream Deck here. I use this Stream Deck for
which was pretty cool.
Yeah, channel changing and the scene changes you see here, and I just keeping my finger right there, which will. Yeah, mute me when I push that. So it makes life a little bit easier. Anyway, so sorry about that, Amber. I have no idea what's going on. It's just probably all this equipment changes that we've done. Yeah, I am a little bit of an audio geek.
He is an audio geek.
Which you knew that completely already. Anyway, yeah, I'm stumped why this is happening. Anyway, okay. So what is new at Paraben this year? What's happening?
So this year the new things are we moved our conference, which it's in Nashville. Paraben's actually relocated, so I am now headquartered in Tennessee, and I myself now live in Tennessee. That was a pandemic change. So we thought moving the conference to Nashville made a lot of sense, and it's this fall. September 6th through 9. And then we also are excited to start pushing out our version 3. We started switching over to version 3 at the end of last year. And we've got our 3.2 version coming out this quarter. So always have something kind of bubbling in the background, getting it going.
Yeah, I'm trying to find how do I switch it back from mute to not here so I don't make everyone go deaf. Talking real quick. Amber, say
What?
something.
Oh, sorry. This is the echo test, and it's probably still there. Yeah.
I know I figured out what's
really
doing it.
weird.
It's just a matter of correcting it now at this point. And trying to do it in a live environment is a challenge, but we'll get there. So the conference, Nashville, right?
Yep.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if there's any Nashville fans, but I love Nashville. Yeah, now granted I haven't been in a few years, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that because we're going to be sponsoring that trivia night down there.
Yeah, we're going to do trivia night, and we'll also do Name That Tune because it is Music City, so that makes sense. But we have 2 days of longer training classes and then 2 days of the normal 1-hour sessions. But I'm always about good content and nice social networking that's good for introverts and extroverts. So I kind of balance it out.
That it does. Yeah. So I've been down the last few years. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to go last year, but it's always a good time. And probably my favorite thing about your conference specifically is that it's a smaller conference and it's really a lot more one-on-one. Where some of these bigger conferences, you just don't get that exposure to people because there's a million things that you normally want to do, and you have a list of things you want to see, and you just don't get to them all. And even if there's a presenter, that you want to talk to afterwards, there's usually a line like after the event.
Yeah.
And that's why you keep that small on purpose so that you get that one-on-one time, and you can I think you talk to pretty much everyone that shows up at your event. Is that right?
Yeah. No, I try to actually walk around and speak with all of them. But one of the big things is, so being a natural introvert, I'm always the shy one that didn't want to go talk to the speaker. But by making it so there is a set number of people, we still have a couple hundred people obviously come out, but it's much easier to get those guts up that says, oh, let me go talk to you. I really loved your presentation yesterday. And our speakers usually hang out. They enjoy the fact that it's not just an assembly line of conference, and they get a little bit more of that personal time. And usually I also try to do like warm fuzzies for my speakers, and I usually hand make them something. I know that sounds cheesy, but I got ninja skills when it comes to those hand making capabilities. So try to make it a little more old school, I guess, but positive.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I guess if there's people that's been already to PFIC before in the audience, just like kick a thumbs up or something. I can see some of the reactions here on the screen. I'd just be curious to how many of you guys go to the event, just because it's such a great event, really a learning conference where you can get down and if you don't know something, if maybe the speaker didn't talk about something that you wanted to know. You go find them, because usually the speakers just don't. They're not. It's not the type of conference where they just show up, give their talk, and then they're out the door. Even the speakers hang out for usually the whole event, which makes it really nice.
We compel them to do so. That's what it is. It's like, but I think they like the fact that it's a chance to also see some interesting research topics. Usually we try to take some of the different topics that people put out there that they're like, I don't think this is going to get accepted somewhere else. A couple years ago, we had some students speak about blood sugar monitoring tools and the data that is actually kept on them, different information that you might be missing in your investigation. Paraben's always about finding the data gaps. And I kind of push that by making sure we're accepting things that are new and interesting topics. I might talk about, last year I talked about gaming forensics, which not a lot of people talk about or investigate, but about what happens in the Twitch world and what happens in the different gaming environments and all of those communications and how they're valuable forensic artifacts. So my son's a semi-pro gamer, so he inspired that because he spends more time probably in Twitch than anything else.
Sorry, if I move my mouse away from this now.
It's switching between you.
I am. Okay, can you talk again here real quick?
Oh, yeah, I heard the echo that time.
Yeah, it was there for a second and then it shut back off. I see what it is. I run this audio booster for my Mac, and apparently it updated at some point because it's what's causing the issue. It's an EQ for Mac that's not Mac's crappy one. It really robusts the speakers, and that's what's happening. I can see it is turning on and off in the background, and when it's on, it works fine, but it's shutting itself right back down for whatever reason it's doing that. So I'm just going to keep muting in between there.
Nothing like a patch.
Yep, that's because I've not had problems in the past ones, and I remember it updated probably I think earlier this week. It happens. So I am curious here, and I already know the answer from you. How many of you in the audience watch Boba Fett? That's the big question. Is there any Star Wars fans out there?
Are we going to open that box? Because it's a serious open. All right. I am a nerd through and through. I like both Star Wars and Star Trek. And I actually really love Dune. So if you all didn't watch Dune, it was fantastic. But Boba Fett, I'm sorry. If I ever meet Jon Favreau, I will bitch slap him across the face. He is just not a great writer. I'm sorry. It's awful. I can tell when he writes an episode versus the other guy. It's awful.
I know, it's, oh my gosh, I feel the same way, and it's funny. I can always tell, like the finale, right? The finale was on. So if you guys haven't watched Boba Fett, spoilers going to happen here. I'm just going to warn you. You might want to just leave. Oh man, I just
now everyone's going to be like,
yeah, leave now, leave now. And you know, it was always funny. I'd always look at an episode after I watched it, and I went, "That episode sucked," and
and you saw who wrote it.
It never fail. I'd wait till the end. I'm like, there's exactly why. Thanks. It just that's the way it happens.
Oh yeah, no, I love the fact that like Timothy Oliphant is kind of jumped a little bit. He's still a cowboy. Like he's still that same thing because he walks with that swagger. I loved him in Justified. He was fantastic. But man, Jon Favreau should stick to his love of cooking because he is piss poor when it comes to Star Wars. It's just bad. Super bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. I'm surprised Megan's actually not ranting more. She's probably holding back there because she's usually the ones that she starts going like on full Megan rant down there. But yeah, I mean, when it got really good is when it really became just the Mandalorian season, whatever season we're in now, right? I mean, when Boba Fett wasn't even in there. That was some of the best memes I've seen too.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, I forgot his real name. Red Viper from Game of Thrones. I actually like him as an actor, so it's weird to have him as the Mandalorian and just kind of roll with it and go like, all right, this is not your best role you've ever done. You were way better as the Red Viper, but obviously you got squished. That was a spoiler as well.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't see. Well, obviously, Sam, I know he's not a big Disney Star Wars fan. I mean, that's just basically what he said there. Right? I mean, it's just the way it is with Sam. But no one else is commenting, so I don't think anyone else is. Yeah, Jonathan says the best episodes had the Mandalorian. Exactly.
We could always talk Star Trek Discovery, which is fantastic. And if you haven't picked that up, it is freaking fantastic. That was me cleaning it up because it's probably one of my favorite Star Trek series ever.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I like that one. I just got caught back up because I was way behind because I didn't have Paramount Plus, and of course that's the only place you can watch it unless they've changed that. But I don't think they have. So that's the two reasons I have Paramount Plus right now is 1883 and Discovery, and that's the two reasons right there.
I freaking love 1883 so much. It's ridiculous. It's like Pioneer junking out. I don't know, but it makes me feel like life is so much easier.
Yeah, right. Where you don't have to dump your food to cross a river or something like that, right? We have bridges now.
Exactly, or other problems, weather problems. I had similar weather problems to 1883, so I just kind of rolled with that one too.
Yep. Sorry,
Yeah.
the awkward pauses are me muting and unmuting here.
Yeah, I figured as much.
If I just keep my finger on this button, I can just push in between on there. So, favorite episode of this season so far? Well, of just Boba Fett. Not I was talking Mandalorian, but just Boba Fett. What was probably the best episode? If you say the Power Rangers bikes, which I coined that from you, then we gotta end the broadcast. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I know. When I saw those, I was like, go Power Rangers. Why do we have multicolored bikes with kids with stuff on their faces? I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is horrible. I'm like, whose kids are these that they had to shove them in? That or they went to the local Starbucks and said, who wants to act today? And then they came on set. I'm really brutal about this.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, because I mean, those bikes, it's so not the Star Wars universe. I get that they're trying to maybe kiss George Lucas's butt with, the whole homage to, what was the movie he wrote? Oh, criminy. Somebody pop in there. As soon as I see it, I'm going, oh, yeah, that's it. No, not Blade Runner.
I don't think
It was a 50s style movie that he did. Criminy, I can't remember what it was now. Anyway, I think that's really what it was too, because he's a big car fan, and they did that retro thing, and I think that's what it was. I'm just trying to kiss butt there. Why can't I remember? I'm gonna have to look it up here real quick. But yeah, anyway, that's what it is. Yeah,
I agree with
American
Anna, and I
Graffiti.
like the Ahsoka Grogu one. As far as the actor that's playing Luke, hopefully this doesn't spoil it for people. That's the same guy who played Winter Soldier that I totally just Sebastian something. I suck at getting the names right. I thought he actually did really well with the mannerisms, and what they can do with the tech is so freaking fantastic. Again, that it's amazing. The only part they ever mess up is the mouth. So if you watch it, it's kind of when they had, what was it? And they changed it out, and they actually had to get his estate to get permission in the new Star Wars to be able to make him virtual. So it'll be really interesting to see how, this is going back to forensics a little bit, but how our identity is really more than just what we're touching, but that we can kind of cone our identity with what we look like. So someone couldn't just virtually create an Amber Schroader and start broadcasting as me, and I don't have a license to my own face anymore. So different things like that. I know. Weird. Yeah, it's kind of deep fakes. A little bit, Sam.
All right. Sorry, I'm reading some of the chat through as well too. I want to try to pop some of this stuff up on the screen as it comes in. I'm just gonna have to settle on the fact that I have a delay or an echo because of this stupid boom audio thing that I'm using.
Oh, no worries. But yeah, no, it's the evolution of what's happened in digital media in general. And I know this is probably not what you expected to have me say, but when you saw how the adult media industry has really innovated how we have looked at technology. There we go. I don't think that's going to fix the mute. I don't have my Chewy mask either. So I don't think that's fair. Next time I'll have to bring my Chewy mask. But we're seeing some of those innovations really come through, and I think it's fascinating to see how much has changed in all those years. Indeed. Don't take it off if you're a true Mandalorian.
I can't see anything in here anyway. I'm like looking down for my controls. I can't see. So you probably can't hear me at all. I'm sure it doesn't do great in a dynamic mic side of things.
That's all right. If my Chewy one was on, it would just have the in between, so.
Right.
It fit because I'm a ginger. I usually wear it, it all worked. And I have to say, I do love, I totally spaced his name, the big Wookiee that we have now. I totally spaced his name. Someone's going to chat it. He's fantastic, and he's gargantuan. He's as big as the guy in Reacher. Like, he's that big. Because mind blow. He's got to shed like twice a year, for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned Reacher, but that guy in Reacher is massive. He's like ridiculously a large person, like very ridiculously a large person.
Indeed. He would be a painful person to hug. You're just like, you're like stone.
That's all we should do is just start a different podcast and talk about the shows that we're all watching on here. It is Jonathan. True. He is a monster. Jonathan just commented down here.
He's huge. It's a great series. I love all the Reacher novels, but yeah. I obviously I love content. I've always loved content. It's just one of those things.
Right. So I know that Paraben is also running this. You're running a promotion about some free training. You want to tell us a little bit about that? And I'm sorry, normally I would talk along with you, but I want to make sure.
It's all good. Yeah. So part of one of the big shifts that I think that all of us felt is obviously we're all very disconnected and we're trying to reconnect. It's one of the reasons I love the Cyber Social Hub is it allows me to still connect with people, even though I don't see anyone in person a whole lot anymore. And I think that's fantastic. But one of the things that inspired it is I see a lot more people kind of coming into this space and then wanting to enrich their skills. So we decided to offer a free training promotion where we have 2 of our courses with their certification that until the end of March, people can sign up for it. We'll set them up with a license, they'll be good to go. They can run through the whole course. And I think it's always good to have new learning. It's also who doesn't want more alphabets behind their name, because that seems to be like a super big trend. But it's nice because I'm not looking for anything out of it so much as I'm just trying to make sure that everyone still gets to keep their perspective. I think new training always gives you new perspective. I go to classes all the time that I'm watching online. I spend a lot of time watching YouTube tutorials, whatever, and it just keeps my brain constantly growing. And I think that's a real positive for everyone, because otherwise we're all living a little bit of a Groundhog Day over and over again. It's a little creepy and it can really take a mental toll on you. And so I think it's really positive to join things like these and make sure that you kind of adjust a little bit. That's why I'm looking forward to you having Trivia Friday again. I like slot that time that I don't do any meetings just to play trivia, because I think it's refreshing and it's also for our mental health. And training is one of those ways to do it.
Yep, absolutely. And I think I've figured out a way to solve this. Give me like 30 seconds and it should be solved here. Literally what I'm going to do is I just tell the Mac to go and use the internal speakers. And
that's because, Megan, you want me to beat you on Trivia Friday, because we both hated to lose to Kevin. That really annoyed me.
I got really lucky is what happened with that.
You did.
All right. Hey, I got to ask the audience real quick. Is there any echo? Now I'm going to leave my mic unmuted, hands free. Go ahead.
Yep.
Amber, talk.
Okay. So we're now just talking to see if we still have a mute. Yeah, maybe no.
It may
doesn't
be
sound
a little
like
bit.
The same.
But it won't be as bad because I have the speaker of my Mac actually on.
Oh, no echo. Woo woo.
All right. So I can do it like this. These are completely useless. Like I'm hearing you through my computer monitor right now, and not the thing. Okay, that'll work. I'm happy with it. We can. I just want to make sure it's a good experience for everyone here. I can deal with the non-hearing Amber through. I have to listen close though. So if I don't hear you, that's it. All right.
Subtitles.
All right. Nobody ever says no echo. Oh, so somebody actually already took the
I saw that.
The dealio there.
That's good.
I'm sorry. Sarge. I don't know how to pronounce. If I'm probably the worst pronouncer of names. If your name's not Bob Smith, it's going to get slaughtered. So that's just the way I am. So I apologize in advance. So that's pretty awesome. So did you recently take the course? I'm just curious.
I think he did. I saw him get his certificates.
Oh, okay. So it was one that you're advertising right now on online then, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Nice. Tell how do people go and take advantage of this thing?
I believe they can sign up in the hub, or perhaps we can share a link in the chat. But
I will share a link, and probably
awesome.
Megan's already running there actually right now to
She's like
grab it.
super fast.
She is. I'm hoping Megan's running there because if I move, I
Me
don't want to
too.
touch anything. It's working. I don't want to touch anything.
I know. But
Everything
no,
seems to be working.
I think that's fantastic.
I guess I can remove our names. Everybody should know who we are by now. I hope. Realize I left them on there the whole time. Forensic trivia. Why does Windows file time start in 1600?
I was going to say, you could have at least asked. So we do it as a random thing. We do trivia every Friday on LinkedIn with Cyber Social Hub to promote the PFIC conference. And there's a question posted at 9, and then a question answer posted at 3. And whoever is the first to answer in the comments gets a free virtual seat at PFIC.
Nice. And that's
And it's all cyber trivia.
On which network? LinkedIn? Oh, did I lose Amber? She froze.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, you're back.
I did. I should be back. Yeah, I was
You're
like...
back. Oh, now you're gone. All right. Well, she's going to be that disembodied figure for just a moment while she comes back. Somebody type something in chat to make sure that I'm still live. Oh, nope. There we go. She's joining back now. There you are.
I don't know what happened. It said thanks for joining and said goodbye.
It may be on my end too. So yeah, Sam says hello. So I'm not sure which end is it, because it relies on my internet too. Because I know you guys can't see this craziness that's happening here on my screen, but I'm gonna give you guys just a quick peek while we make sure this thing's
oh, you're being brave. It's
stable.
gonna break something.
I know, right? So you'll be able to see now here. Boom. This is what I see on the screen. It's pretty chaotic here. So yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that is constantly going on. So that's why I was trying to figure it all out. Sam says, "Don't press the button." Yeah, no, that's probably the biggest thing is don't press the button.
That's all right. We will win for the most. Echo again. I think. We'll see. We'll have the most technically challenged Hubcast out of your series. It happens. It's my lack of soul. It takes it right away.
Okay, there. It's still going to echo. It's just being a turd. That's the way life is right now. Saying something about an unsupported driver of some sort, and I'm like, I've never had issues with Mac. There's always one, and it's got to be in a live environment.
It's always about a driver. Like 9 times out of 10, that's like my mobile forensic moment there. It's always a driver problem. People are like, I don't understand. Why doesn't it get supported? I'm like, it is. You just need to change the driver. So there's your forensic tip and trick. If you ever have a burner phone, change the driver to the burner version, not the other.
Oh, God, that was the worst, wasn't it? The early days of the burner style phones. Well, that's when all they were, right? And drivers alone. Oh, my gosh.
No, thanks, Megan. I do a lot of dog rescue on the side. It keeps me sane, believe it or not. Something without a computer, kind of.
I was trying to catch her shirt, what it said there.
No.
So everyone
It says dogaholic.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm going to do built-in output. Oh, that probably turned you off now. Can you talk?
I don't know. Can you still hear me?
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I can hear you, and I'm hoping everyone else can hear you as well. It's giving me a warning on my screen, but it looks like your audio's coming through okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, if you guys can't hear Amber, please let me know. And again, I apologize. It's my own fault. Tinkering with junk. Amber and Megan are used to it by now.
Yeah.
I'm always messing with something, and I'm just glad it works now. So, there we go. All right, awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Whoa, what happened to Megan's? Oh, it was all cap attack, I think, is what
That's
happened.
because it was a worthy excitement phrase.
Yeah, pretty massive there. All right, cool.
That's my other weird forensic thing is as everyone essentially has gone online, as we have all been distanced from one another, the change in the lexicon, it kills me. So I don't do as many exams as I used to because obviously I'm architecting software, doing a whole bunch of other stuff. That's my job. But I try to still do one every once in a while. But I have to shift my brain so much to adjust for who I'm investigating and then the change in the lexicon, whether it's emojis, emoticons, or just a very different form of grammar I am unfamiliar with, but I'm pretty sure it's the same form my kids use. Uh, those have just changed the way I look at investigations when I'm doing work.
Yep, absolutely. It's probably been longer since I've done an actual exam. You do them at least to set up your courses and stuff. So
Right. No, it
to
has
get
been a
those
while.
going.
GIFs are another example, or GIFs, however you want to say it. There's a whole debate about this. Potato, potato, people. But yeah, no, to have that interlaced and as a forensic artifact, those are actually very difficult to deal with. You have to add that into your tools. Obviously, we put it in E3 because of the fact that the lexicon was changing so much, but a lot of tools just miss it. And you miss all the sentiment that comes out of the text because of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, man, if it's like, you know how they say, if you hold certain people's hands down, they lose the ability to communicate well, right? Because they talk with their hands. And
Because they're all like,
if you hold their hands down, they can't talk. I think Megan's a good example of if you eliminate gifts from her online vocabulary, she no longer can talk or communicate
I know
properly.
we're hearing it's now Jif, like the peanut butter.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I've actually never been told.
I don't know. I think it's up for debate, really.
I am saying that, Megan. You are a harder person to investigate because of your use of a GIF slash GIF in your communications. It does change the way that you can look at your digital data. I feel I should write a blog or something about this topic. I don't know.
Absolutely. And kind of with that is, you know, since you have a good grasp on, the forensic side of the house, is this Paraben's been around, and where do you see what if you could give the people listening today some advice of what skills they should hone up on in being in the digital investigation world? What would that be?
I'd say the biggest change and shift that is going to be permanent is the cloud. And I know everyone's like, the cloud's, but the cloud isn't really new. It's been around for a long time. It really is just someone else's computer. But the fact that our networks have now interfaced to be cloud based, this is part of the change for remote work and everything else. But general consumers also shifted to the cloud. And we're seeing more and more of the data shift up to there so that I'm having to adjust my techniques for capture. I'm having to adjust my expectations of my data as well to match what retention policies might be, et cetera. But the big one that has not changed, and I don't know if there's any lawyers in here with us, but is that the legal side of the cloud has not caught up. So there's still a lot of questions. Whether we do consulting or I'm just teaching about the cloud, I always make sure people know about consent. And that's the big part that you have to keep in mind when you're doing a cloud investigation is that there's a secondary consent in your process because the legal side hasn't caught up and it doesn't have a set way that's happening globally. You have some regulations with GDPR and you go into different areas of the world, but again, you're still back down to consent. And there's actually more data to produce because of the cloud. So we end up with good information from that. So, look at that. He has the shirt. I have the sticker that says there is no cloud. It's just someone else's computer.
It always confused me when people started. I remember in forensics with, when they started talking about this thing called the cloud. I remember I was at a conference, and it may have been the one, I think it was, up here in Cleveland, when it was an HTCI conference.
HTCIA, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, here in Cleveland. I got one of those weird elephant memories from past events. Anything current to a certain time forward, my cache is full. It accepts no new information. And I think that's where people started talking about this. I remember sitting in a course, and they're talking about the cloud. I'm like, what is this weird thing called the cloud? And I'm like, it sounds like a server that we're talking about here. And lo and behold, oh, it was literally a
It really
server.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
just one base somewhere else.
yeah, it's
Um,
just like
I
server.
saw Jonathan's question that it's hard to get the raw data from a provider, and it's true. Um, and this is, again, I always have a random tidbit from doing this, but people need to adjust what they're asking for. So, and I say this to law enforcement and private sector, both in the side, because I've seen subpoena requests and then I've seen compliance requests, and the data that comes from those two different sources are very, very different. And a compliance request is not something limited to law enforcement only. So I can do a compliance request of Google, of Instagram, of Snapchat, even. And I'm going to pull so much more data than what I would get if I asked them through a subpoena or even if I used through a tool, because it really represents from the start of the account to the end of the account that you're working with. So that's another helpful thing, is that you want to go for the fact that all of those privacy rules people are starting to do more and more of. We've got it here in or not here, but California in the States, the California Data Privacy Protection Act, I think is what it's called, something like that. Someone can correct it. I always get that acronym wrong. Or GDPR globally allow us to get more of that data. I wrote a blog article about it back in December, and it was focused on Google and really the value of the data that you get out of Google Takeout versus what I could get even just from the cloud, because Google Takeout is a representation of compliance data.
Yeah, that's we run into those issues non-forensically, obviously, here in the States with Megan had posted CCPA, which is the California something or other privacy, and then I don't know if the PPA still exists, the Privacy Protection Act, the federal one. I don't know if that's
The
still a
federal one
thing.
does still
And then
exist, but it's not as strong.
ECPA, the Electronics Communication Privacy Act, is that one? These are things I used to teach years ago. I don't know if they're still in effect. I can't keep up on the legislation or not. But even just hosting a website like Cyber Social Hub, there's so much we have to know about privacy and with people's information that's coming in, and the communications in there. It's evil. So people have to be careful of it. And kind of with that, I wanted to mention this one because I didn't want to get this unnoticed, because I know IoT is definitely an area of your interest as well. Um, you know, tell us a little bit about the challenges of IoT.
So IoT I find fascinating because I've always loved gadgets. I was the person who took my mom's toaster apart and it shot toast 6 feet in the air. It was fantastic. It was always straight. It could have been in the Olympics of toast. She did not appreciate it though. Uh, so I always thought that side was very interesting. And as it's kind of expanded out, we just saw the first TV integrating the Fire Stick within the TV, because it was already a smart TV. Now it just got smarter, and it really just got nosier. It didn't get smarter. It got, it's listening more often. I think because IoT and cloud, they're best friends. You're sharing data between the two of them. Most of the IoT data is actually in the cloud anyway, so they're equally as scary. I just got my Oculus the other day, per your recommendation, Kevin, and I will have a paper and procedures for doing forensics on it, hopefully before the end of March, because I think that, again, that's that gaming and the IoT together and the cloud. So we're getting like a super pack. It's a trifecta.
Nice. Nice. I'm going to try my best to bring Oculus to a couple of the conferences. So if no one's ever tried it before, they can. But you have to sign a waiver, because if you like fall over and hit your head, it's not my fault. That's all I'm saying.
I'm expecting to throw up.
If you get motion sickness really easy, which
Yes.
I never do. I mean, I have a boat, a small boat. I'm not a big boat person, but I have a small boat. And of course, I live right here in Lake Erie. Right, I'm out there all the time, and I don't get motion sickness. But I put on that Oculus, and what did it to me really bad? Oh, it was some flying ace game or something like that, where you're in this like biplane. And literally, you can look down and you see the stick control and the throttle control, and you can look all around and see the plane, and you're flipping this plane upside down. And something about when your body is not moving, but your brain thinks it is, it just messes with me something severe. And it's a lot of fun though. It's a lot of fun.
I I have not been able to game since like Quake and Duke Nukem, the original, because the graphics make me so motion sick. I actually have to like wear a patch. It's that bad.
Oh my goodness,
So,
yeah. You're not
yeah,
gonna like the Oculus too much.
I'm gonna have a rough time with it. So I'm pretty sure I will have some volunteers in my family to generate data. It will be rough.
Yeah, Jonathan, exactly.
Oh,
I remember
oh,
I
you
was
can fight
playing.
Vader?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. So it's called Vader Immortal, and I remember I played through it.
That's
They're pretty short games. They're not really long, but you play as this Jedi, right? You can actually force grab guns out of troopers' hands and shoot them back with it. It's freaking awesome. I remember the first time I saw Vader in this thing. I'm 6 foot, right in that area, 6'1", and Vader, I'm looking up at him as he comes up to me virtually. I'm like, holy
oh.
crap, this dude is huge. And it feels like I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. Watching it on TV versus feeling fully immersed in this world is completely different. And you're like, holy moly, this is absolutely awesome. Because you feel like he's there and it freaks you out. Yeah, it's
Okay, I might have to do that one. That's pretty cool. So would you be Jedi or Sith?
I'm
Ask.
usually always play as Jedi. Usually always.
Such a goody two shoes. Look at you.
Sorry, I'm reading chats here, and yeah, Ron. It's I wondered where you were at, if you were going to show up today or not. Man, you almost left us hanging. But yeah, Vader Immortal is awesome. I highly recommend it, Amber. If you need just to put data down, just I don't know
That's
how
the
much
win.
would be there, but out of those games, but some of them like there's a bunch of chat games in there, and I don't know what kind of artifacts they leave behind, but it's awesome. Ron, you tell your client you have stuff to do, man. There is a Hubcast going
No
on. It's
kidding, Ron.
Friday. That's it. That's all you got to tell them.
No, that is cool. I will play that.
Yeah,
I
and
do
just let me
prefer the dark
know.
side though.
Let me know your screen name on there. And cyber, we this one's dedicated for Cyber Social Hub thing, so it's Cyber Social Hub's unit, and I can add you. At least you can get a friend on the Oculus if you're gonna do it
Oh,
for
cool.
to pull stuff apart.
Perfect.
It's not my personal
Yeah.
account. It's reserved for that.
I'll
So
give you the article for Cyber Social Hub
yeah,
when I'm all done.
awesome. Yes,
Absolutely.
that's gonna be
Yeah.
very cool for sure. Amber, I know I'm missing something that you wanted to talk about, and I have no idea what it was because I was so
Oh,
distracted with this audio thing. So I apologize. Normally things go pretty smooth, switching back and forth. I can't remember what
I
it
can't
was.
remember now either. That's the problem.
Yeah. So
I typed it ahead of
you
time.
mentioned a release coming out. You have a new release coming out in
We
this month,
do. We have no. It's coming out in March.
March. That's right.
It's going to my Irish roots to put it out Power Month. So yeah, it's a new release that's focused a lot on malware investigations because that has actually been on the rise. I'm sure many of you know that. So we'll have a lot of work done in that area, a bunch of work in iOS, but it should come out before the end of the month of March.
Yeah. Sorry. People are talking about PS4, and I was giving my screen name out on PS4. That's my personal screen
Oh,
name down
nice.
there. So I'm brave doing it out here live on YouTube. But
I was
forensic
going to
communities
say, I'm
relatively
always
safe.
looking for gamers for research. I never could find. I don't know if we're back to streaming, but if any of you watched Arcane, I absolutely love that. I was so surprised. Um, I don't normally watch a lot of animated, and I thought that was fantastic. I channeled my inner powder. It was fantastic. But I can never find people who are willing to share their game data for playing online, and it would be very helpful because I get tired of watching just my son's streams checking his data. See, Megan loved Arcane too. Thank you.
What
It was
is it?
fantastic.
Clue me in here. Why have I not heard of this before? What is this?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And my son actually encouraged me to watch it. He watches a ton of anime. That's his thing. And he said, I think you'll really like this. And I said, okay, as long as it's, the traditional. And I was surprised. The animation was just simply fantastic. But it's all based on kind of a steampunk gaming world. I also like the whole industrial steampunk side. It is based on League of Legends, which is the number one game in the world. And I oddly, when I was doing my gaming research, could not find a single player of League of Legends. I was like, not one.
No kidding.
So my son was ranked playing Call of Duty, and he is on a professional team playing Valorant. So I had like other things covered, but I could never find anyone who played League of Legends. So
Wow. Gosh, there's more gamers in the digital forensic world than I ever knew because I'm seeing them pop up. Yeah, I've played Dota before as well, Jonathan. That's pretty awesome. Gosh, yeah, I didn't know. I don't get to play too much anymore because my son is getting to the age now where he's 6 now, and he just takes over my PlayStation because he plays Hello Neighbor non-freaking stop. So if you guys add my screen name and you see me playing Hello Neighbor, not me. Don't.
it is not him.
Don't attempt to communicate at that point. He's got his own account, but he always logs in as me. I have higher privileges, and he knows it. So
nice.
That's just the way it works.
No, but on the gaming front, the other side of it is I do think your other forensic tidbit is cryptocurrency in general on the rise. I didn't initially think it would make it, if that makes any sense. But it's here to stay. And as far as digital investigations, I'd say, and it kind of goes along with the malware side of things, where that's how a lot of the transactions are doing. And they're essentially doing malware and ransomware as a service. So I can just pay, and then you can infect someone I don't like anymore, and they can come to the dark side with me. So it's that perfect balance, and it's all happening in that type of financial transaction. So cash is no longer king when it comes to investigations.
Yeah. I've tried investing in the crypto stuff with very little luck. I mean, when I make $20, I'm like, woohoo, life's good.
Investment, I wouldn't invest in it, but I'd invest in some other things. I saw some interesting news the other day that I was like, oh, well, you could do very well. Perhaps I should invest that way.
I tinker in it. My biggest, I used to be on some of these, and I know we're going over time. I apologize. And I used to be on some of all this stock advice and stuff. They give you all these professionals like, oh, buy this, it's going to go up, and it ends up going down like 3 points, and you lose a ton of money. So all I do is I watch the politicians and see what they invest in. And as soon as they do it, I invest in it, and it always goes up every stinking time. So there is my stock advice to everyone. They get the inside information. If you learn one of the politicians are heavily investing in something, do it because it's bound to go up.
So I started watching a show because my husband is very active in the stock market, and it's called Billions. You can watch it on Prime up until the last couple seasons. I learned so much more about the stock market and how it all worked and what shorts were and what insider trading and all of that side of it that I've never done that side of an investigation, so I didn't have to learn about it from that show. It was freaking fantastic. I feel like I got like a new partition in my brain of just information now about how money actually moves through the world between Billions and Ozark. I feel like I have a much better understanding of money. all through content, of course.
That's right. I forgot about Ozark. We were talking about that. Yeah, it's the way it teaches the way how to smuggle money in. I think it was again, I only watched that for a few seasons because I lost interest in it for whatever reason. And I think he had hid a bunch of money in some old barn with a boat in there, and I forget what he hid it in, barrels or I don't remember.
Yeah, he's hit a lot of money over and over again.
Yeah, that was literally the extent of it. So Amber, I know it's about 5 after. I don't want to keep you past the time or anyone else because I know Sam's supposed to be probably working right now, and we want to get him back to work.
Sam, get on it. There's code to be written.
Right on. So PFIC is this fall in Nashville, and I hope to see everyone there. Now, you're doing a hybrid event as well this year?
We are. We're doing live and virtual. The live event's limited to under 300 people, so I will cut it off pretty dramatically there. And then virtual, obviously unlimited. We'd love to have people join either way.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you can't travel. I mean, there's a million reasons, right? If you just, like my middle daughter is starting to not want dad to be gone, so I tactically try to limit it. But I'm going to go. If I have to bring her with me, I will, just to go to this event.
I'll give her a staff badge.
There you go.
She'll be fine. She
Oh,
gets
she'll be
access to
great. Yeah,
everything.
she's my tough-headed one. She don't put up with anything. So yeah, put her right at the front counter. She'll make sure everybody gets what they need, for sure. Well, Amber, hey, thank you so much for popping in here, and I'm going to have you back. So
a pleasure.
I'm going to hold
Of
you to
course.
that. And we have some webinars for you coming up not too long in the future. This is me calling you out live that we're going to do
Yes,
some
it
webinars
is.
too.
It's
We'll give
I
you
believe
time.
it's on St. Patrick's Day. Actually, I think it's on the 17th.
Yeah, I think that is scheduled for that day. Okay. I know we had talked about it. I just didn't know the date right off the top of my head. So there you go, St. Patrick's Day.
It's all about the expectations of data. See, I'm even hard committing to what my topic is.
There you go. There you go. Yep, even Megan's confirmed it. Yes, it is indeed that day. And you can catch that. We'll promote it out through the hub. It'll be on the calendar. It's not quite there yet. I like Megan's hashtag there. It's
Absolutely. It's that Pro Ginger Day. Woo-hoo.
Yep. I don't know why Megan's always pops way over there. Let's move it back over there. There we go. Now it's where it needs to be. All right, cool. All right, well, hey, again, thank you very much, Amber. I appreciate it. If you guys haven't checked out, she's got some free training and certification stuff going on, and you can find that information either in Cyber Social Hub or probably on her website as well. Also, she has a webinar coming up with us, St. Patrick's Day. You'll be able to find all that information within Cyber Social Hub as well. I know she's written a bunch of articles that you can find in the hub or on her own website. You just released one yesterday, right?
Yeah, I think it's just about to go live into the hub as well about EMI shielding because I'm the patent holder of the Faraday bag.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you can check it there, but go over to her website. It's already posted there, right? On your website?
Yeah, it is. It's up on her website now.
Paraben.com. And what's the name of your blog?
Forensic Impact.
There you go. Forensic Impact. Go over to paraben.com, Forensic Impact. You can find it there. And if you don't, you'll eventually see it in the hub when we get it up there. And we'll promote it out there too. But head on over there. Make sure you check out those things. Amber, again, thank you so very much for hanging out with us today. And again, I apologize for the audio issues. Just one of them live things and tinker me.
No worries. Thank you for having me. A pleasure, everyone.
All right. Thank you. And everybody, we'll see you next week. I don't know who the guest is yet. If you want to be a guest, let me know. Send me an email or reach out to me in the hub, and we're happy to do that. Until then, we'll see you next week.